What is up, YouTube? Back in Madden 23, if you like Madden rebuilds, career simulations, and experiments, then you came to the right place. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, say something down in the comments. If you have a suggestion on the type of video that you want me to do, I'll definitely go ahead and try to make it happen. Any type of rebuilds that you want to see, career simulations, or even Madden experiments that you want to see, I'll definitely take it into consideration and do my best to try to make it happen. That being said, today we're doing a Desmond Ridder 5-year rebuild. He was recently named the starter in real life. Marcus Mariota's done for. He got mad about Desmond Ridder being named the starter, and they said that he left the team, but I don't know. I mean, I heard that he had a baby also at the same time, so who knows what the truth is. Only they know. So Desmond Ridder is a 69 overall with normal div. He's a rookie, 23 years old, from Cincinnati. He actually did pretty good in college last year with Cincinnati. He took them to the playoffs, and he has 91 throw power, 88 speed, so he's actually really fast. Dang, I didn't realize he was that fast. 79 deep accuracy, 78 medium, 80 short, 67 awareness with 80 throw on the run, 82 play action. So hopefully we can develop him to be one of the best quarterbacks over the next 5 years. We also have Cordero Patterson at running back. He's 85 with superstar div. He's having a crazy season in real life. And then Algier, he's actually a rookie, but he has star dev right now because before I started recording, there was like a mentor thing for the running back. So I clicked long-term development, and I guess it automatically gave him star dev. I think he actually only has normal dev on the original roster. But either way, he's 75 overall. Probably gonna end up being our starter after Cordell Patterson ends up retiring, because I think he's already like 32 or something. Having a crazy season. Yeah, he's 31, so. Crazy how he was a first-round wide receiver, and now he's like a beast running back. We got Drake London at wide receiver, 77 overall, hidden dev. He's actually doing pretty good in real life. Other than that, the wide receivers, they leave a lot to desire. Offensive line is okay. I'm probably gonna go ahead and start Hennessy over top of Dahlman. And then we're gonna have to try to figure out right tackle and left guard. Obviously, Kyle Pitts is one of the best tight ends in the entire NFL, but for some reason they just don't really like make him the focal point for the offense. I mean, he's the highest player rated on the team with 86 overall, and he has X factor. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna stick with the Falcons offense for now, but I think the best offense to play to get your tight end a lot of targets is the Kansas City Chiefs. Defensively, the best player on the entire defense is AJ Terrell. He's 88 overall superstar dev cornerback. He's only 23 years old, I think, so that's definitely good. And then Cameron Hayward has been a good corner in the NFL for a while. He's 84 overall with star dev. And then we got Oliver and Fenton at the other cornerback spots. And then the other best player they have on the team is Grady Jarrett, defensive end. He's 87 overall with star dev. The rest of the defensive line is blah. The safeties, Grant is okay. He's 78 overall with normal dev, 24 years old, so he still has room to grow. Maybe we'll see if he can develop or not. Maybe he can jump up to at least star dev for us. That would definitely help him out for sure. And we got Carter at outside linebacker along with Ebiketie. And then we got Evans at middle linebacker along with Walker. I'm going to start Michael Walker over whatever this guy's name is, Kwiatkowski. I don't know how you say his name. So yeah, I'm gonna start Michael Walker and try to develop him, and then we got Hawkins at strong safety. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff that we need to try to upgrade on this team, especially on defense. Offensively, we already have a lot of young guys on here, so hopefully they can start to develop and we can try to get us another receiver and work on this offensive line. But for now, we're gonna roll with what we got, and I'm gonna simulate to the midseason point and see where things are. At the midseason point, we're actually off to a better start than I thought we would be. We're 3-4. We're still last in the division, but I figured we would probably have like one win. But the Buccaneers are 5-2. The Panthers are 4-3, and the Saints are 3-4. See what players we have to negotiate with here. We got $100 million in cap space. Sean Evans, he's 78 overall with normal div, 26 years old. He has like no interest in re-signing. I'm gonna wait till the end of the year. Lorenzo Carter, same thing. I'm gonna wait till the end of the year since he's 77 and he has normal div. Isaiah Oliver is 25 and he has normal div, 76 overall. He's a scheme fit and he actually has interest in re-signing. I'm gonna go ahead and offer him this 2-year deal. He's coming back. Probably not gonna bring any of these other guys back. There's gonna be a lot of roster turnover. This is pretty crazy. End of the regular season, we went 8-9 and we actually made it to the playoffs. The Buccaneers went 14-3 to win the division, and the Panthers and the Saints went 7-10. Definitely wasn't expecting that. Losing record made it to the playoffs. Let's check out the season stats. 10th ranked offense. It looks like Desmond Ridder had a decent season for rookie year. 18th ranked defense. Desmond Ridder threw for 4,800 yards, 37 touchdowns. That's pretty good. 23 interceptions is freaking terrible. 62% completion with the 91 rating. So yeah, I mean, he had a decent rookie year, so hopefully he gets better. Cordero Patterson had 228 carries, 1,000 yards, 4.5 per carry with 4 touchdowns. Algier almost had 300 yards, only 3.7 per carry with 9 touchdowns. I don't know who this guy is. Olamide Zacchaeus, wide receiver, had the most yards with 1,219 and 10 touchdowns. Dang. Kyle Pitts had the most catches with 105. He had 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns, so that's actually a great season from him. Demir Bird had 81 catches for 1,000 yards and 4 touchdowns. Drake London, who's the #1 receiver on the team, had the 4th most catches and 4th most yards. Almost 70 catches, 900 yards, 5 touchdowns. Cordero Patterson had 31 catches, 300 yards, and 4 touchdowns. Defensively, Michael Walker led the team in tackles with 139. Like to see that for sure, trying to develop him. Abdullah Anderson had 17 TFLs. Dang. Lorenzo Carter led the team in sacks with 11. Grady Jarrett had 5.5. Ebiketie had 5.5. Interceptions, Casey Hayward led the team with 4. AJ Terrell had 3. Michael Walker had 2. 1, 2, 3 guys had 1 interception. So we're going to be playing against the 12-5 Dallas Cowboys in the wild card round of the playoffs. I don't expect us to win the game, but you know, crazy stuff has happened before. We had the Packers against the 49ers and the Rams against the Eagles, and the Buccaneers got a first round bye week. Simulated the wild card game and we ended up winning 34-28. Wow, was not expecting that. Now we're going to be playing against the 14-3 Tampa Bay Buccaneers in the divisional round. Great. And then we have the Packers against the Rams on the other side. We ended up losing against the Buccaneers 24-16, so that's going to be it for our playoffs. The Chiefs beat the Rams in the Super Bowl 37-18 to win their 3rd ever Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowl MVP. Joe Burrow won MVP of the regular season with the Bengals. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year. Von Miller won Defensive Player of the Year. Dameon Pierce won Offensive Rookie of the Year with the Texans. And Devin Lloyd won Defensive Rookie of the Year with the Jaguars. Cordero Patterson decided to retire after 10 years in the NFL. We have $124 million in cap space. I'm not going to bring Rashaan Evans back. I'm going to try to upgrade him, see if we can get someone better. If not, we can try to get him back in free agency. He doesn't have any interest in coming back anyway. So Lorenzo Carter, he did jump up to star dev. 27-year-old, scheme fit, 78 overall. He has interest in coming back, so definitely want to try to bring him back. 3-year deal. He wants to go to free agency. What the heck? Nick, moving on from him. Right tackle, McGarry. He's 75 overall, normal dev, 28 years old. He only wants a 2-year deal. I'll go ahead and offer it to him, see if he accepts it. He's not interested in signing. Alright. Bird, moving on from him. Alamide, moving on from him. The punter, probably just going to upgrade him. Rashad Fenton is 26 years old. He's a 75 overall with normal dev. I'll go ahead and just offer him a deal and see if he'll accept a 2-year deal. Yeah, he's coming back. Anybody else that we want to bring back over here? Yeah, I think that's going to be it. Checking out the team salaries to see if there's anywhere we can free up some cap space, get rid of some bad contracts. And Jake Matthews, 31 years old, 82 overall, so I still want to keep him on the team. But he's going to be making $34 million this year. That's freaking insane. And then it jumps down to 18, or it goes down to 18 million. That's crazy. But Marcus Mariota, he's only 70 overall. Obviously, we're not going to be using him anymore. He's going to make 14.5 million. We'll save 12 million if we cut him. So I'm just going to go ahead and release him outright. And that's going to be the only move that I make as far as releasing players. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Desmond Ridder is playing up to a 72. He still has no more dev, which sucks, but we're going to keep rolling with him for the rest of the rebuild. Algier is up to a 77, and he still has a star dev, so might consider just making him the starter. Drake London's at 80 with star. We need some more receivers like big time because these guys are terrible. The offensive line is looking decent. We could use a left guard and a right guard. Kyle Pitts is playing up to a 92 with X Factor because he had a crazy season. Defensively, we need to do a lot of stuff here. Walker went up to star dev. That's really good to see. Ebiketie has star dev. We need a new strong safety. We need another middle linebacker and another pass rusher. And then on the defensive line, we need another defensive tackle because Grady Jarrett's supposed to be a defensive end, and we need another defensive end. I guess we could roll with Grant at safety for another season since he's still young. And we could use a third corner, but really we can just roll with the corners that we have because we still got Fenton and Oliver. Free agency went pretty good for us. We got CJ Gardner-Johnson at strong safety. He's 87 overall, 25 years old with star dev. I got him locked up on a big deal for 7 years because I had to offer him a bunch of money to get him to sign. Bringing in a new punter. We got Marcus Davenport at defensive end. Bringing in Raheem Mostert to be a backup running back. Lorenzo Carter, bringing him back at outside linebacker. The best receiver I could get was Nelson Aguilar. I tried to get a bunch of other receivers, but they kept turning us down. Odell Beckham was the highest overall. It was like 85 overall, but he was 30 years old and he wanted like a 5-year deal, so definitely didn't want to do that. Got David Edwards and Jayon Brown at linebackers, or David Edwards at left guard and Jayon Brown at linebackers, what I meant to say. And then I saw Tony Pollard. I was really considering getting him since he's up to 89 overall and he's a scheme fit with star dev, 26 years old. He ended up going to the Panthers, so that might be a crazy offense for him to be in since he's really good at running and catching the ball, so he might be having some crazy stats going out now. I'm in the first round of the draft and I'm going to trade up for pick number 6 from the Pittsburgh Steelers. There's a defensive tackle that I want to get. They want my first round pick, second round pick next year, and a third round pick this year, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. We're going to end up having 2 first round picks this year. Defensive tackle Brian Bresee, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, from Clemson. He's a run stopper scheme fit. Got him 100% scouted. He's a true first round talent. He's 6'5", 310 pounds. I didn't sign a defensive tackle in free agency, so I was betting on getting this guy or another guy. The other guy was already gone, so this guy's 22 years old. Great agility, great change of direction, good jumping, great speed, great strength. This guy hidden dead with 90 strength. Nice. Could really use help at wide receiver, so I'm going to draft Jackson Smith and Jigba from Ohio State. He's a playmaker scheme fit, 6 foot, 198 pounds. I got him 90% scouted. He's 20 years old. He has A, catching traffic, and his catching is only a D. So I don't know what's going on with that. He has decent speed, good acceleration, great agility, good change of direction, good jumping with great strength. This guy hidden dead with 87 speed. Here in the second round, I'm going to draft this left tackle, Jalen Duncan from Maryland. He's 6'6", 320 pounds, agile scheme fit. Could probably move him into right guard if he's good enough. He's 21 years old. He has elite agility with decent speed and decent jumping, solid strength. Normal dev with 86 strength, but hopefully he has a pretty good overall. Here in the fourth round, I'm going to take a chance on this free safety, Tyke Smith from Georgia. He's a hybrid scheme fit, 5'10", 198 pounds. He has the potential to have B and A and a lot of stuff. 21 years old. He's a decent athlete. I mean, he has solid and good and everything. And then skills-wise, he has B-man coverage. His zone coverage is going to be between A to C, catching between A to C. He has B hit power, B to D tackle. No one dead with 87 speed. Another fourth round pick here. I'm going to take this left tackle, Javon Foster from Missouri. He's 6'5", 319 pounds. He's an agile scheme fit, 22 years old, and he has the potential to have A, or I guess B in a few things. So he has A in a couple of things for sure, but he has good change of direction, great agility, and good strength. Normal dev, 88 strength. Checking out the draft recap, we actually did pretty good. Brian Bresee is actually a 76 overall. We did see that he has hidden dev. He's definitely going to be starting for us at defensive tackle. Jackson Smith and Jigba, the other first round pick, we took a wide receiver. He's a 74 overall and he does have hidden dev as well. And then the second round pick, Jalen Duncan, is a 70 overall. I don't remember if he had hidden dev or not. No, he had normal dev. And then the free safety was a 69 overall in the fourth round. Left tackle was a 67 overall. And then I let the computer draft the last two guys. It looks like they're not so great. Bucs had the number 1 pick in the draft and they took a defensive end, Miles Murphy. He's a 76 overall. Bryce Young went to the Texans, 79 overall. Will Anderson Jr. went to the Colts. CJ Stroud went to the Lions. He's only a 71 overall in this class. Bijan Robinson was an 82 overall, went to the Dolphins. Jalen Carter is the other defensive tackle that I was going to try to get. He was a true top 5 talent, but the Cardinals drafted him number 4. And then Jahmyr Gibbs is 80 overall. Nice. He went to the Bengals. Like, they really need him since they got Joe Mixon. Michael Mayer, the tight end, is 79 overall. Went to the Panthers. Here's the starting lineup for season 2. Desmond Ridder is a 71 with normal div. Algier and Mostert are running backs. I'm going to roll with Algier as a starter. We got Drake London at wide receiver 1. He's 80 overall with star div. Smith and Jigba is going to be playing in the slot. 74 overall with hidden div. Nelson Aguilar, we got him in free agency on a 1-year deal. Kyle Pitts playing up to a 91 with X Factor. I'm going to go ahead and roll with Duncan at right tackle since Lindstrom's a right guard. So I got Hennessy and Matthews, and then we also brought in Edwards at left guard in free agency. Defensively, we brought in Jayon Brown at middle linebacker. Him and Walker are going to be starting in the middle. Brought Carter back, and Ebiketti's coming back in his second season. We upgraded the strong safety spot with Gardner Johnson. He's playing up to 88 with star div. So we got Hayward and Terrell at corners. Brissy is going to be starting at defensive tackles, playing up to 78 overall with hidden div. And we brought in Davenport in free agency, and we still got Grady Jarrett. Here at the midseason point, we're actually doing really good. We're off to a 5-2 start, leading the division. The Buccaneers are 3-3, the Saints are 3-4, and the Panthers are 2-4. We have a weekly award here. See who won it. Desmond Ridder won it. Nice. He won NFC Offensive Player of the Week. 347 yards passing with 4 passing touchdowns, and he had 1 rushing touchdown as well. That's great to see for sure. Let's see who we have that's available to negotiate with here. We got 91 million in cap space. Lindstrom is 26 years old, 91 overall star div. Definitely want to try to bring him back. Doesn't have a lot of interest, so we're gonna have to overpay for him. I'm gonna offer him a 5-year deal. He said you need to do more. Psh, that's the most we can do, man. Casey Hayward, I'm gonna wait till the end of the year. He's already 33 years old. He's gonna start falling off. Raheem Mostert, he got injured for the first 8 weeks of the season, so he hasn't even played yet. We're gonna wait till the end of the year since he's 31. End of the regular season, I don't know what the hell happened. Apparently we had an epic collapse at the end of the season because we started off 5-2 and we finished 7-10 and missed the playoffs. But the Buccaneers and Saints also went 7-10, and the Buccaneers made it into the playoffs. I don't know what the heck. I don't think that's ever happened before. The Panthers went 6-11. Freaking insane. Let's check out the player stats here. So we had the 11th ranked offense, actually looking pretty decent. Defensively, we went 17th, so that's not bad either. Desmond Ridder threw for 5,000 yards, 27 touchdowns, 19 interceptions. It's pretty high. 65% completion with a 95 rating, so that's not too bad. Rushing wise, Algier had 800 yards, 3.6 per carry. That's pretty bad. Average yards per carry. Did have 15 rushing touchdowns, so that's pretty good. Receiving wise, Drake London led the team with 1,200 yards, only 4 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts had 1,200 yards, only 4 touchdowns. The rookie Jackson Smith and Jigba had 1,100 yards with 13 touchdowns. Very nice. And then even Nelson Aguilar had 1,000 yards with 5 touchdowns. So we have 4 guys over 1,000 yards receiving. Defensively, Michael Walker led the team in tackles with 131. Brian Brissy had 24 TFLs as a rookie. Dang. And he had 7.5 sacks, which led the team. Lorenzo Carter had 7. Davenport had 4. Grady Jarrett had 3.5. Ebiketie only had 2.5. AJ Terrell had 3 interceptions. Hayward had 2. Fenton had 2. Michael Walker and Gardner Johnson had 1 interception. The Bengals beat the 49ers in the Super Bowl 49-35 to win their first ever Super Bowl, and Joe Mixon was Super Bowl MVP. Lamar Jackson won MVP of the regular season with the Ravens. Zach Taylor won Coach of the Year with the Bengals. Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald won Offensive and Defensive Player of the Year. But look down here, Offensive Rookie of the Year from the Falcons, Jackson Smith and Jigba. Defensive Rookie of the Year from the Falcons, Brian Brissy. Let's go, man. Cornerback Casey Hayward decided to retire after 13 years. We got 127 million in cap space. I still want to bring Lindstrom back, and he jumped up to superstar div. Already offered him a 5-year deal. I think that's the most we can offer him. Let's try to give him a 6-year deal and see if that helps. Free agency will be better for me in the long run. Come on, bro. How much does it cost a franchise tag? 16 million? Done deal. Coming back, whether you like it or not. Mostert dropped down to 74, and he's down to normal div. Aguilar was a 1-year thing. Michael Walker went down to normal div. Probably just gonna move on from him. Moving on from Hawkins, Isaiah Wilson's only 67 overall. Let's see, Hennessy, he is still a star dev. He's 26 years old, 74 overall, scheme fit. He's not interested in re-signing, but I'll go ahead and offer him a 3-year deal. He's coming back, so we got us a pretty cheap starter on the offensive line. Checking out the team salaries to see if there's anyone we should release, and I'm not going to release anyone, but Jake Matthews is 32 years old. He's down to 80 overall. Still has 3 years left on his deal, and he's going to be making $18 million a year for those 3 years. I'm going to keep him for now, but he's probably going to fall out pretty fast, so next season I'm probably going to end up having to cut him because he's probably going to be down into the 70s. This is what the team was looking like before free agency. Desmond Ridder jumped up to star dev. That's very good. That's really, really good. He's 75 overall. Smith and Jigba's up to superstar. Nice. He's already 81. He's almost the same as Drake London. We need another wide receiver. Algier, I mean, I could give him another chance to be the starter. We'll see how it goes. If I can find like a beast running back, that might be the move. Offensive line is looking okay for now. Right tackle Duncan is up to a 75 with normal div. And then we saw Lynch went up to superstar. Kyle Pitts is a 94 X factor. I guess we don't really need to do anything on the offensive line. And then defensively, Brassi's up to 83 with superstar. Very nice. I guess he won that defensive rookie of the year. That helped him out a ton. We need another middle linebacker. Want to try to get like a beast middle linebacker for sure. Terrell's a superstar, 90 overall. We could use another cornerback. And outside linebackers are still decent for now. Free agency actually went pretty good for us. I was able to get Jerry Jeudy at wide receiver. He's only 25 years old. He's a scheme fit with star dev. He's an 85 overall. And at cornerback, I got James Bradbury. He's an 84 overall, 31 years old. Got him on a 2-year deal. I did try to get Trayvon Diggs and Darius Slade, but they both turned me down. And then I got Isaiah Simmons and Patrick Queen. I was planning on getting Simmons and moving him to middle linebacker. I didn't think that I would get Queen and Simmons, so I went ahead and tried to get both of them, and they both ended up signing. So probably going to leave Simmons at safety and leave Queen at middle linebacker. All right, I'm here in the 3rd round of the draft. We didn't have a 1st or 2nd round pick since we traded up last year. I tried to trade up again this year for the #1 overall pick because there was a left tackle that had A in everything. He was just a freaking beast. I had him 100% scouted, and he was a true top 5 talent. The Bears had the #1 pick. I tried to trade up for him, but everything I offered, it was just like really close, but not enough. They were wanting to take like 2 of our best players instead. And I was like, yeah, no thanks. So instead, I'm here in the 3rd round. I'm going to draft the center, Daniel Warner from Auburn. 6'2", 300 pounds. He's an agile scheme fit. He's 21 years old. He has the potential to have A in some stuff, and he does have A in a few things. And look at this, he has elite acceleration, elite agility, elite change of direction, good jumping with good speed. Maybe we're doing the right thing here by not making that trade I was trying to do. He's got hidden dev 85 strength. Here in the 4th round, I'm going to draft this right tackle, Tyree Hurd from TCU. He's 6'5", 314 pounds, agile scheme fit, 21 years old, great agility with elite speed and good strength. He's got normal dev with 87 strength and 76 speed. Here in the 5th round, I'm going to draft this defensive end, Trayvon Keaton from California. He's 6'6", 275 pounds, power rusher, scheme fit, 23 years old, so he's a little up there in age. I mean, his physical traits don't look amazing, but it's the 5th round. He has B in a lot of stuff, so we're going to take a chance on him. He's got normal dev, 83 strength with 79 speed. Checking out the draft recap, the center that we drafted is a 70 overall. We did see that he had hidden dev. The right tackle was only a 63 overall. The defensive end was a 66. The computer drafted this tight end in the 6th round. He's a 67 overall. And he has hidden dev. And he's a scheme fit from Yale. Dang, he's going to be a smart dude. And then they drafted this corner who did not have hidden dev. He just has a normal dev. Check out the entire NFL draft recap. This is the left tackle that I wanted to draft, Lucas Walton. He's a 79 overall. Dang. Could have been a good replacement for Jake Matthews. And he's only 22 years old with hidden dev. 87 strength with 88 run block finesse. 75 speed. Dang. Alright, well, it is what it is, I guess. See what the highest overall in the entire draft was, that guy, Luke Walton. And then also a running back, Ricky Ingram from Washington, that went to Houston because they need another running back since they got Dameon Pierce already. Smart draft pick by the Texans. Not. So what the starting lineup looks for season number 3. Desmond Ridder is 74 overall with star dev. We got Jerry Jeudy in free agency. He's the highest overall receiver we have. He's 85 with star dev, so he's going to be the number 1 receiver. Drake London's number 2 receiver with 82 star dev. And then Smith and Jigba is going to be in the slot again, 81 overall with superstar dev. Offensive line is still looking pretty decent. Kyle Pitts is up to a 94 X factor. Defensively, we brought in Patrick Queen, 83 overall superstar. Brought in Isaiah Simmons, he's at 84 overall with star dev. I'm going to start him at strong safety. Move Gardner Johnson to free safety, he's at 89 over there. We need to go ahead and trade away Grant. Breesy is a 83 with superstar. Davenport's a 83. Grady Jarrett's a 86. AJ Terrell is a 92 with superstar. Bradbury is 84. Brought him over in free agency. And then we got Oliver in the slot on corner. So I'm gonna go ahead and trade away Grant and then get moving forward. Decided to trade free safety Richie Grant and a 4th round draft pick for running back James Cook from the Buffalo Bills. He's a 77 overall scheme fit. We need a backup running back, so went ahead and made the trade. Here at the midseason point, we're off to a decent start. We're 4-3, second in the division to the 4-2 Saints. The Buccaneers are 3-3 and the Panthers are 3-4. See what players we have to negotiate with here. We got $94 million in cap space. Chris Lindstrom, we need to try to bring him back, even though he didn't want to come back last year. We forced him to with the tag, franchise tag. Now he's excited to come back because he knows that if he don't, then we're going to force him to anyways. AJ Terrell, he is not interested in re-signing, but definitely want to bring him back. He's 25 years old, 92 overall superstar. Gonna offer him a huge deal to try to make it happen. He's coming back, he's excited. We got $56 million left. David Edwards at left guard. Still want to try to bring him back. He's at 1 year, $3.3 million. Hey, you know what? I'm trying to hold off on him and see if we can get one of these rookies to start next season. Isaiah Oliver, I'm going to try to upgrade his spot. And Rashad Fenton, same thing. If we have to, we can try to bring them back in free agency. Not interested in bringing him back. Mayfield, probably just going to move on from him. Dalman, yeah, definitely not bringing him back. End of the regular season, we finished 12-5, made it to the playoffs. The Saints went 9-8, the Buccaneers went 6-11, and the Panthers went 4-13. See what happened with the player stats over here. We had the 7th ranked offense, so offense is steadily getting better. Desmond Ridder had his best season yet, and defensively ranked number 4, so that was our best season altogether. Desmond Ridder threw 5,000 yards, 46 touchdowns. I saw that was the most in the NFL. Only 14 interceptions, so he's definitely getting better. 70% completion with the 112 rating, so this is officially his breakout season for sure. Rushing wise, Algier had 1,000 yards, only 3.7 per carry, 12 touchdowns. Might need to try to upgrade his position because he's not the answer right now. Smith and Jigba had the most receiving yards, 1,100, 14 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy had 1,100 with 5 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts, 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns from the tight end spot. Very nice. Drake London, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. So we got our offense as a well-oiled machine. Besides the running game, it could be upgraded. Patrick Queen had 106 tackles. Led the team. Grady Jarrett had 16 TFLs. Lorenzo Carter had a great season, 14 sacks. Marcus Davenport, 12 sacks. Grady Jarrett, 11.5 sacks. Breesy, the defensive tackle, had 6.5 sacks. Patrick Queen had 7 interceptions from the middle linebacker spot. Wow. AJ Terrell had 4 interceptions. Jayon Brown had 2. Oliver had 2. Bradbury had 2. Carter, Simmons, Fenton, Anderson, and Smith all had 1 interception. Gonna be playing against the 10-7 Green Bay Packers in the wild card round. And then we have the Lions against the Saints, the Seahawks against the Eagles, and the Cowboys had a bye week. We ended up beating the Packers 31-21. Now we're going to be going against the 13-4 Detroit Lions. I think they were the number 2 team. Yeah, they were number 2. They beat the Saints 20-13. And then see, we got the Cowboys against the Seahawks. We ended up beating the Lions 24-21. So we're going to the NFC Conference Championship game, and we're playing against the 16-1 Dallas Cowboys. And on the other side, we have the Jets against the Broncos. Cowboys were the number 1 seed. They beat the Seahawks by 3 points. Playing in Dallas, NFC Championship game, we jump up to a 7-0 lead in the first quarter. Tied 7-0 in the second quarter. Now we're up 14-10 in the second. We're winning 21-10 third quarter. It's looking good. We're up 28-10 in the fourth. 35-10. 38-10. Offense is exploding right now. 38-17 final score. Going to the Super Bowl. We're going to be playing against the 10-7 Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. Let's see, they started out as a 6th seed and they beat the Bengals, and then they beat the Chiefs, and they beat the Jets. So they look like they're a pretty legit team. Playing in Dallas for the Super Bowl. We're up 7-0 in the first against Denver. We're up 10-0 in the second. Now it's 10-7 in the second. 24-7. We're winning in the third quarter. 24-14, 31-14 in the fourth quarter. We're still winning. 31-21. We're up by 10 in the fourth quarter. Can we hold them off? We got the Super Bowl win, baby.
Yes, the Atlanta Falcons are the Super Bowl champions. And to the Super Bowl champions, they etch their name forever in NFL immortality.
That's pretty phenomenal right there. It actually gave me chills just to hear you say that, because immortality forever and ever. When you look in the record books, you'll see this team, you'll see their picture, that your name will be a part of it. That's got to be an incredible feeling, because it's been a long journey to get there, and now they get a chance to enjoy it.
Win the Atlanta Falcons' first ever Super Bowl, and Desmond Ridder won Super Bowl MVP. Very nice. Josh Allen won regular season MVP with the Bills. Mike McCarthy won Coach of the Year with the Cowboys. Juju Smith-Schuster won Offensive Player of the Year with the Chiefs. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Aaron Donald won Defensive Player of the Year with the Rams. We got $80 million in cap space. I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to bring David Edwards back. 28 years old, 79 overall. He only has normal dev, but he's a scheme fit. He wants to go to free agency. Alright, well, I'm not going to bring anyone else back, most likely. Oliver, he's a 78. Fenton's a 76. They're both 28 years old, so yeah, that's going to be it. Grady Jarrett's on the last year of his deal. He's going to make $20 million, but he's still worth it. He's 84 overall. Jake Matthews is down to a 79 overall. Still has 2 years left on his deal. I think I'm just going to go ahead and keep him for this one more season. And after this season, most likely he's going to be moving on from him. But that's going to be it. I'm not cutting anybody. This is what the team is looking like before free agency. Desmond Ridder jumped up to superstar dev, and he's playing up to 82 overall. Jerry Jeudy's 89. London's at 87. And Jigbill's at 86. The offensive line is still, I guess they're okay for now. They all have normal dev except for Lindstrom. But they're all in the 78 to 80 range. Kyle Pitts is a 99 X Factor, and look, this tight end the computer drafted as superstar dev. What the hell? And he's a 73 overall. It's gonna be a backup tight end that's superstar dev. All right, cool. Brissy is up to a 90, so all these guys have huge morale boosts since we just won the Super Bowl. Like this guy is +6, some of them have +4. So I think really we just need a cornerback and maybe another middle linebacker over here, and that should be it. Agency, we really didn't need much, but I signed Logan Wilson. He's an outside linebacker, but I'm going to move him to middle linebacker. He's 88 overall, 29 years old with star dev. I also got Eric Stokes at cornerback. He's only 26 years old, does have normal dev, but he's a scheme fit, 81 overall, so he'll be playing for us in the slot. Here in the first round of the draft, we have pick 32 since we won the Super Bowl, and I'm going to draft this right tackle, Quincy Godfrey from Wisconsin. He's 6'6", 307 pounds, agile, scheme fit, 22 years old. He has elite acceleration, elite agility, elite change of direction, good jumping, good speed with solid strength. He has A in a whole bunch of stuff, so here we go. He's got hidden dev with 85 strength. Here in the second round, I'm going to draft a center, but there's a quarterback that's available here that's a field general that has A and a lot of stuff. So, I'm tempted to draft him to see if I can get him, and he's like really good and we can trade him as trade bait, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and draft this center, Ben Snell from Stanford, 6'1", 305 pounds. He's agile, scheme fit. He has A and B and some stuff. He's 21 years old. He has elite agility, elite change of direction with elite speed. Damn, he's number one in everything on the combine and the pro day. Hidden depth with 91 strength. First round pick, right tackle Quincy Godfrey is a 71 overall. We did see that he has hidden depth, so I'm going to let him develop, and maybe he'll be a starter next year, most likely. Ben Snell, second round center that we drafted, he's a 73 overall, and he had hidden depth also, so probably going to be the same story. I'm going to let both these guys develop for this one season behind everybody as a backup. Let the computer draft the rest of the players. They drafted this wide receiver in the third round. He's 73 overall, but he only has normal depth. Checking out the rest of the NFL draft recap. Number one pick was a 72 overall left tackle. Yeah, I had that guy 100% scouted. He was like second to third round pick, but he was projected to be a top 5, I meant. Jordan Quick, a quarterback that went to the Panthers. Who's the highest overall in the draft? The tight end, 79 overall, that went to the Raiders. And then a 78 overall wide receiver that went to the Steelers. This is the starting lineup for season 4. Desmond Ridder is 78 overall with superstar dev. Algiers up to 82 with star dev. London's 85 with star. Judy's 87 with star. Smith and Jigba's 85 with superstar. We got those 2 rookie offensive linemen that are going to be backing up so they can develop. Lindstrom's a 95 with superstar. Kyle Pitts is a 97 with X Factor. And then we got the backup superstar tight end. Defensively, we look really nasty over here on defense. We brought in Logan Wilson, moved him to middle linebacker. Patrick Queen's at 85 with superstar. We got Carter and Ebiketie at pass rushers. Gardner Johnson and Isaiah Simmons at safety. We got Bradbury and Terrell and Stokes at corner. Davenport, Breesy, and Jared on the defensive line. So yeah, this defense is just looking sick, man. Here at the midseason point, we're off to a pretty decent start. Once again, we're 4-2. The Buccaneers are 5-2, leading the division, and the Panthers are 2-4. The Saints are 2-5. 2 players we have to negotiate with here. We got $93 million in cap space. Kyle Pitts is only 24 years old, and he's already a 97 X Factor. It's freaking crazy. Definitely want to bring him back. I'm gonna bump him up to a 5-year deal. He's coming back, easy peasy. Marcus Davenport, 28 years old. He's 84 overall. Scheme fit with star dev. I'm gonna wait till the end of the season and see if he regresses some, or maybe he'll make the jump to superstar dev. Rest of these guys, Grady Jarrett is 32 years old. I'm probably gonna wait till the end of the year. He's gonna start regressing since he's getting up there. Algier, I'm seriously considering moving on from him since he hasn't really produced for us as much as I want him to, like yards per carry anyways. He's been like 3.6, 3.7. Like my running backs to have at least 4 yards per carry. So I'm gonna wait till the end of the year and see how he does. Determine what we should do with him. Bradbury's 32. I'm gonna wait till the end of the year. James Cook, he's the backup running back. Desmond Ridder is gonna be coming up at week 9. And as a regular season, we finished 12-5, won the division again. The Buccaneers went 11-6, Saints went 7-10, and the Panthers went 6-11. Let's check out the season stats. We had the number 5 ranked offense. Desmond Ridder was second in passing yards and passing touchdowns. 11th ranked defense. Desmond Ridder threw for 5,300 yards, 51 touchdowns. Holy crap. Only 11 interceptions, 73% completion with a 122 rating. That is freaking MVP right there for real. Algier decided to bump up to 3.8 yards per carry. 1,039 yards, 16 touchdowns. That's pretty good, but yeah, I think I'm going to move on from him. Kyle Pitts had 116 catches for 1,300 yards and 13 touchdowns. Smith and Jigba, 1,200 yards, 16 touchdowns. Drake London, 1,200 yards, 9 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy had 900 yards and 10 touchdowns. Patrick Queen led the team in tackles with 132. Logan Wilson had 119. Lorenzo Carter and Grady Jarrett both had 11 TFLs. Grady Jarrett led the team in sacks with 13. Breesy had 11 at the defensive tackle spot. Lorenzo Carter had 7, and Marcus Davenport had 4.5. Isaiah Simmons led the team in interceptions with 4. Logan Wilson had 3. Terrell, Gardner Johnson, and Stokes had 2 interceptions, and Ebiketie and Tyke Smith had 1 interception. Josh Allen had 5,500 yards passing, and Desmond Ridder was second right behind him. And then in touchdowns, of course, Patrick Mahomes throws for 55 whenever Desmond Ridder hits 51. We're playing against the 9-8 Washington Commanders in the wild card round of the playoffs. We're the number 2 seed. And then we got the Packers against the Vikings, the 49ers against the Buccaneers, and then the Cowboys had a bye week. We ended up beating the Commanders 28-0 in the playoff game. Well, we're going against the 11-6 Buccaneers in the divisional round. And then we also have the Cowboys against the Vikings. We ended up losing against the Buccaneers 24-21, sadly ending our playoff run. The Chiefs beat the Cowboys in the Super Bowl 49-21 to win their 4th Super Bowl, and cornerback L'Jarius Sneed won Super Bowl MVP. Patrick Mahomes won MVP of the regular season with the Chiefs. Doug Peterson won Coach of the Year with the Jaguars. Chris Godwin won Offensive Player of the Year with the Buccaneers. Micah Parsons won Defensive Player of the Year with the Cowboys. Well, left tackle Jake Matthews decided to retire after 12 seasons, so we don't have to worry about cutting him to save money. He just did it for us automatically. All right, we got $121 million in cap space, and I think that we need to bring Desmond Ridder back. Where's that guy at? Here he is. Dang, he jumped up to X Factor. No, I mean, that's great for us, but at the same time, it's bad because we got to pay him a crap ton of money, more than we probably should have. He's at 82 overall. He wants 4 years, $111 million. I'm gonna bump it up to 5 years. He's coming back. That actually wasn't that bad. It was like $30 million a year, so not too bad. Davenport wants a 3-year deal. Grady Jarrett wants a 1-year deal. I think I'll go ahead and try to bring both of them back. Davenport, just offer him the deal that he wants. He's coming back. And then we got Grady Jarrett. He's 33 years old, but he's still 82 overall with star dev. Extremely interested in coming back. He's coming back. Algier, I'm going to move on from him and try to get us another running back. I'll trade for one if I have to. I'll go ahead and try to bring the punter back. He's coming back. So we got 63 million left. James Cook, moving on from him. Bradbury's down to a 79 with normal dev. Ebiketie, I'm going to see if I can upgrade his position too. We don't need Jaylen Brown anymore. And that's going to be it. The team is looking like before free agency. We saw Desmond Ridder jumped up to X Factor. He's playing up to 85 overall. Check out his progression history and see how he got this X Factor. He won QB of the year, so he got the X Factor. Nice. Definitely take that any day of the week for sure. Smith and Jigba just jumped over Drake London and Jerry Jeudy. Now he's the highest rated receiver on the team. 90 overall with superstar dev. Jerry Jeudy's 89 overall with star dev. Drake London's 88 with star dev. The offensive line still has a bunch of normal devs here. We do have Snell at center. Probably end up making him the starter over Hennessy and just trading Hennessy away. And then Godfrey's going to be starting at right tackle. Duncan's the guy who's been playing right tackle for us, but his actual position was left tackle. Kyle Pitts is a 99 X Factor. We still got the superstar Webster at tight end backing him up. Defensively, we got Wilson and Queen at middle linebacker. Still got Carter. We do need another outside linebacker pass rusher because we're losing Ebiketie to free agency. I want to try to upgrade him. Simmons is up to 87. Johnson's a 91. Terrell lost his superstar, but he does still have star dev. We need a third corner, so we need a pass rushing outside linebacker and a third cornerback. Free agency, I was able to get Dalvin Cook at running back. He is 31 years old, but he's still 94 overall with X Factor. I signed him to a 5-year deal because he had like 8 offers. So, I mean, that's not a realistic offer for a 31-year-old running back in real life, but it's going to be the last season of the rebuild. So we're trying to get us a good running back production. Also getting Dante Jackson at cornerback. He's 85 overall, 30 years old with star dev. I just went ahead and simulated the entire draft since it's the last season. The computer drafted this running back in the first round. He's a 77 overall. Nice. Does not have hidden dev, he just has normal dev, but he is a scheme fit, so it'll be a good backup for Dalvin Cook. And the rest of these guys, none of them have hidden dev. Check out the entire NFL draft recap real quick. Number 1 pick was a 76 overall defensive end. Highest in the entire draft was a 79 overall cornerback that went to the Bears with the number 2 pick, and then there's a couple of 77 overalls. Here's what the starting lineup looks for the 5th and final season. Desmond Ridder is 82 overall with X Factor. We got Dalvin Cook at running back, 94 overall X Factor with the rookie Bakersville, 77 overall. Smith and Jigba's up to 89 with superstar. Judy's at 88 with star. Drake London's at 86 with star dev. The offensive line is looking decent. We got Kyle Pitts at tight end, 99 overall X Factor. Defensively, you know what? I didn't get us another pass rushing outside linebacker. I definitely need to try to upgrade that for sure. We still got Patrick Queen, Logan Wilson, Carter, Gardner Johnson, Simmons at strong safety, Brandon Jackson to be cornerback 2, Terrell's a 95 with star dev, Stokes is 83 with normal dev, Breesy is a 90 with superstar, Grady Jarrett's 84, and Davenport's 87. So let me go I think I'm gonna go ahead and try to trade for a pass rushing outside linebacker real quick. Doesn't have to be someone amazing. Honestly, you could probably just roll with this guy because Davenport and Carter come in on third down to be pass rushers. I found this outside linebacker sitting on the trade block from the Chargers. His first name has a bunch of stars, so something Ojulari. He's a left outside linebacker, and he is a scheme fit pass rusher. He's 77 overall, so I'm going to go ahead and trade this wide receiver Birmingham for him straight up. All right, now Ojulari is starting at left outside linebacker, and he's a scheme fit. He only has no more dev, but he's playing up to a 78 overall, and he's definitely better than Clay, so that's what we got. At the midseason point, the team is doing great. 7-0, starting off the season, undefeated. First in the division, the Panthers are 6-1, the Buccaneers are 3-3, and the Saints are 2-5. Simulating to the end of the season to see if we make it to the playoffs. End of the regular season, we finished 14-3, won the division, and we got a first round bye week. Buccaneers went 12-5, the Saints went 9-8, and the Panthers went 7-10. The division came a long way from whenever everyone was 7-10. Looking at the player stats for the season, we had the 10th ranked offense. Pretty decent. I mean, I'll take a 10th ranked offense for sure any year, and also a 7th ranked defense. Altogether pretty good. Desmond Ridder threw 4,900 yards, 42 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 67% completion with the 110 rating. That's not MVP numbers, but that's pretty dang good numbers though. Dalvin Cook, 1,100 yards rushing, 4.3 per carry. So yeah, we actually got us a good running back. 9 touchdowns rushing, and then Desmond Ridder ran for 5 touchdowns at quarterback position. Smith and Jigba had 1,455 yards receiving with 15 touchdowns. Jerry Jeudy 900 yards, 10 touchdowns. Kyle Pitts 894 yards, 2 touchdowns. Drake London had 870 yards with 8 touchdowns. Defensively, Patrick Queen led the team in tackles with 126. Logan Wilson had 109. Davenport had 14 TFLs. Lorenzo Carter led the team in sacks with 12. He's given us pretty good production for someone that's like an 80-something overall. Davenport had 9 sacks. Grady Jarrett had 5.5. Breesy had 4.5. Logan Wilson led the team in interceptions with 4. Patrick Queen had 3. Dante Jackson had 2. Gardner Johnson had 2. AJ Terrell had 2. And then Stokes, Smith, and Overstreet all had 1 interception. We're going to be playing against the 10-7 Philadelphia Eagles in the divisional round. And if you see down there on the bottom, it says top threat Jalen Hurts. He's a 98 overall X Factor. Dude's out here killing it in real life and in the game too, obviously. And then we also had the Cowboys against the Packers on the other side. We ended up beating the Eagles 28-20, so now we're going to be playing against the 10-7 Dallas Cowboys in the NFC Conference Championship game. They started out against the Seahawks. They beat them 42-35, and then they beat the Packers 40-34. On the other side, we had the Chiefs against the Jets. Looks like we're playing in Atlanta. We'll jump up to, we're down. Now we're up 9-7 in the second. I can't even keep up with the score. Now it's 14-9. We're losing. Second quarter, we're losing 17-9. We need to put some points on the board. Now we're down 24-9. It's not looking good. Finally scored a touchdown, 24-16. Now 24-22 in the fourth quarter. We're down by 2 points. Now we're up 20. Now we're losing 30-29 in the fourth quarter, and we lost by 1 point. Dang. The Chiefs ended up beating the Cowboys in the Super Bowl 39-36. The Chiefs won their 5th Super Bowl. Patrick Mahomes won Super Bowl MVP. Mac Jones won MVP of the regular season with the Steelers. Arthur Smith won Coach of the Year with the Falcons. Chris Godwin won Offensive Player of the Year with the Buccaneers. TJ Watt won Defensive Player of the Year with the Steelers. This is what the final team is looking like after the 5 years. We were able to win 1 Super Bowl, made it to multiple NFC Championship games, won the division multiple times. Desmond Ridder developed nicely. He's up to 88 overall with X Factor. And then Smith and Jigba is probably like the best draft pick that we had. He was a first round pick, but he was a second first round pick that we took, and he's up to X Factor with 94 overall. Drake London's up to a 90 with star dev. Jerry Jeudy's a 92 with star. Kyle Pitts dropped down to superstar, but he's still a 99 overall. And then our backup tight end is still a superstar. That's crazy how he's able to hold the superstar the whole time as a backup. Meanwhile, I have guys that win like offensive rookie of the year and then they'll lose their depth trait. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Madden. Defensively, we did a lot of stuff over here to make a bunch of upgrades, and I think that the team overall was actually pretty freaking good. Grady Jarrett's down to normal depth, but he's still 84 overall. Carter was actually pretty good for us for the whole entire rebuild. He had pretty good production for someone that was only close to around 80, 81 overall. I think he was like a 77 overall when we first started. But that's going to be it for the video. If y'all like what y'all saw, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Say something down in the comments. I appreciate everyone for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.